Hello everyone, and welcome back to the third part of our three-part segment with Marisa Perdomo, Doctor of Physical Therapy. Marisa has been through cancer 3 times. She's a cancer survivor. She is currently on the faculty at USC, and she treats patients in their outpatient program. She has traveled the nation and helped people with cancer and rehabilitation. And in this segment, we're going to talk about how Marisa has made a difference. Thank you for coming again, Dr. Marisa.
Thank you, Kimberly.
You have made a big difference in the world of people and helping them with their cancer treatment. And I'm wondering if you could tell me a little bit about Team Survivor, which you were involved with.
Yes, it's an incredible organization. When I lived in Seattle, Washington, Lisa Talbot is the exercise physiologist who I met, who was working with Danskin and formed this community-based exercise program / support group.
It's a great idea.
We met once a week. Either she or I screened individuals with cancer. It was primarily women. And then we would set up an exercise program. The University of Washington Hospital was kind enough to donate their gym.
Oh, nice.
And so we had treadmills, bikes, and weights, and we did stretching program. But every Wednesday night, everyone would come together for an hour and a half and perform an exercise program at whatever level was appropriate for them during whatever stage of treatment or recovery. In addition, Lisa was very involved with this Sally Edwards and the Danskin Triathlon.
So they're together.
So at each Danskin Triathlon, which proceeds go toward cancer research, we formed a team of individuals with cancer or who have survived cancer. And even women in treatment, we would do a relay, like 3 women, one would do the swim, one would do the run, one would do the bike.
Great. So people at any level?
At any level, and if you couldn't run, you walked. And if you were in treatment, I remember one time I walked with the cancer patients who couldn't actually run. Several of them had walkers and things like that, so they walked the 3 miles toward the finish line. And it was a way to really help promote physical activity as part of the recovery process, part of the healing process. And it also brings that emotional support that you get from exercising in a team.
That's a great idea. Is there other Team Survivors other than just in Washington?
Oh, they're all over. We have Team Survivor LA. I think we have Team Survivor Orange County.
Great.
You can Google Team Survivor. Karen Van Kirk, I think, is the head of the Team Survivor LA.
Excellent.
Yeah, they walk around the Rose Bowl. They in different areas they have different exercise options.
Great. What brought you to Germany in 1997?
Oh, I developed lymphedema about 6 or 8 months after my breast cancer surgery. And there wasn't really an avenue for treatment, or it wasn't really well known. And a massage therapist told me about this clinic called the Foley Clinic, who was holding their first 4-week seminar on the treatment of lymphedema in English.
Wow.
So I have a very supportive husband, and he was like, you have to go because we have to get your arm treated, because at the time I really couldn't work as a physical therapist. And so that was a life-changing moment, because I went there thinking to just learn how to treat myself. That was the only goal. And then when I came back, I ended up specializing in cancer rehab, and then I could add this lymphedema treatment to that rehabilitation program. Totally unforeseen. It was amazing.
And then you brought it back to the States, and then you were treating people at oncology outpatient physical therapy, is that the term?
Right.
And how is that helpful? And does exercise play a role in the healing process of cancer? How does it play a role in the healing process of cancer?
Well, I think one of the main topics or points that my patients always tell me, and it was true for me too, that exercising was something I could do proactively. Because, you know, when you're a patient of any serious chronic illness, it's almost like you're not a passive participant, but you almost are. And even though you can ask all the questions and you're making all these decisions, at least with exercise, I felt like, okay, we know that exercise helps to stimulate the immune system in a positive way.
Lift your mood,
yeah, there's all the emotional benefits. So for me, it may sound kind of strange, but when I would exercise, I used to visualize that for every minute I was exercising, 10,000 cancer cells were dying in my body.
I love that idea.
I mean, it was something silly, but it made me feel good, and it helped motivate me. And so, and it's also what normal people who don't have cancer do is they exercise.
Right.
So it gets you to keep your life in a little bit more balanced, at least from my perspective.
Now, is there a right way and a wrong way to rehabilitate?
Yes. Depending upon the chemotherapy drugs you're given, there's certain levels of toxicity, so your lungs could be affected, your heart could be affected. So it's important to have established what your target heart rate range should be while you're in treatment, and also up to 3 to 6 months after treatment, because there are side effects from radiation and chemotherapy. Some of the drugs cause peripheral neuropathies. There's just different things, so you do have to get some guidance in what you can do and what you can't do.
Thank you so much, Dr. Marisa Perdomo. This series has been very enlightening and helpful. If you have any other questions or would like to know more information, you can click on my link at Kimmy@everywaywomen.com. Until next time, I am wishing you well in every way.